were things said to me that, which by the way, I'm not blaming anyone, because I chose to be in that situation. I didn't want to let it go when I should have. But I didn't. And therefore, I made worse decisions by trying to hurt myself while I was pregnant. And what I mean by that is cutting myself. I was 4 months pregnant, and now I have to live with the scars. That's something else I have to live with, of something you do to yourself, and you gotta see the damage, like looking at my body, looking at my flab hanging over my vagina, and seeing the stretch marks. And the stretch marks were there way before my kids, by the way. All the way from the top of my stomach all the way down to the bottom pouch that I have that hangs over. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, I made really bad decisions, and I made excuses for why I wasn't going to try to lose weight. I would always say, I want to lose weight. I want to do this. Oh, and by the way, I had a MySpace and a Facebook. No, not really a Facebook, but I had a MySpace. And all my pictures ever that I really took at full body shots were from here up, never down. Last year I started taking full body pictures, but even then I had to break out of that mentality I was in. And I still, to this day, I'm worried about my pictures. I think all women are, though, about their body and stuff. You don't feel comfortable. You don't want to show certain things. You don't want to post a certain picture because of the way you look. But anyways, the last thing that took place with my son's father was, it almost split my head open and killed me. And I ended up leaving that relationship. It was hard because he kept saying he was sorry. And they all say they're sorry, and you want to believe them. And the vulnerable Barbara wanted to believe that person really didn't mean to hurt me and were really sorry and were going to change. But I had to get myself out of that. I think my worst fear was being alone, to be honest. And that's the reason why I wanted to take them back. Me and this boyfriend, my son's father, broke up on and off for like the 4 years we were together. And I kept taking him back because I didn't want to be alone. But yeah, I left. And it was hard. I had family and friends, well, 2 really good friends, his niece and his aunt of the ex, who were always there telling me, you can do it, don't go through that, you can do better. My sister, she was like right there, you don't, if that's not what you want, don't do it, don't go back. It's not worth it. He's going to kill you, And I didn't. And then I had my fiance. Now, me and him were friends years ago online, but we were never, like, talking like we were going to be together. But me and him, I confronted him as a friend, me and him started talking after that. About my situation, and he was giving me advice, and someone that's going through bad things and someone's telling them something nice, I'm like, what? I don't know if I'm ready to be in a relationship, but I really, I like you and I would like to give you a try. Again, my fear, I didn't want to be by myself. But he was so different, and he would tell me things and say things, and I'm like, whoa, But I had to we talked every day, and I had to check him out for myself. I came to where he was at to see, and see. Long story short, this is the person I'm engaged to today. He doesn't beat me. He doesn't steal from me. He loves my kids. He respects me. And now that I'm in a situation where I'm not being stressed, or I wake up and I have peace, and I'm not worried about anything, which is something that I can tell you that since my childhood, I've never been at this point in my life where I can wake up and actually be at peace. But I am. Now. Finally. Hallelujah. 2011. Finally. I can actually go to bed and not sit there not being able to sleep because worrying about what the person next to me is doing or the person that's not next to me is doing, And this man goes to work every day. He comes home. He loves being around me. He's affectionate. He is very supportive. He loves me no matter big or skinny, whatever it is I want. He provides it. He's a good listener. Oh, sorry. But my point is that now that I don't have all those worries and things that were going on in my life, it seems like now my eyes are open to me, to the situation, to the things that I've done to myself. Now I can look in the mirror and I see me. Now I can go outside and I actually hear the birds singing. Now I could go outside and I pay attention to the grass and the flowers in the person's yard across the street. Things I wasn't in tune with before because my mind was everywhere else. Something so simple. The trees. The way the air smells. All my senses have come to life. Especially the one when I look in the mirror. That one is the big eye-opener. I came out here in December. This is Florida, by the way. And I came out here in Florida from Cleveland, Ohio in December. And I was at 230 pounds, I think. And it's hot out here. In June, I was a 240. I gained 10 pounds. But the difference between being 240 here in Florida than being 240 in up north is that you sweat more. And not only do you sweat more, but when you're that big, you tend to break out in rashes. When you have too much skin that folds over each other, and you have too much moisture, and you create like a rash. It's hard to explain it, but I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. You get like blistery rash that itches, but at the same time, if you scratch it, your skin is so soft from all the moisture that you ripping your skin. And then what you are left with is a rash with broken skin. And then when the skin is like that and it's touching each other, you create like a fungus, okay, in between your skin. And it stinks. Not only does it stink, it burns and it feels itchy at the same time. Well, let me tell you where I had this. I had this under my breast. I had it in between my inner thigh, like where my bikini line. Okay, I had it in between my thighs and underneath this big pouch of my stomach. It was so nasty. I didn't know what it was because I never had it before. But I went to the doctor's office in June. They told me it was because of my weight. They said because the being so big that I'm sweating and the skin is touching the skin, and that's what's happening. And what they told me to do was to use A&D ointment and to blow dry myself after my showers, to make sure that I dry myself properly so I don't have that extra moisture in there. I was like, what? Oh my God. Then around that time, actually, it was my daughter. She had school. It was her last day of school. She was scared. She came home. She was mad and upset. And, no, it was 2 days before school ended. She told me that because I had came and picked her up for school the week prior. And I guess some friends of hers, not friends, but some girls in school were making fun of her. Making fun of me because I was fat. And I came to pick her up. So they were saying that her mom was fat. So she started to try to defend me. But I guess she tried to defend me. I don't know what she said. But another girl said that she was going to beat her up. And then the other girl said no, that they were going to wait for her after school and beat her up. Now she had a couple girls that were going to beat her up after school. All because she was trying to defend me because I came to pick her up from school and I was fat. You don't know what that did to me. I'm listening to the story. I'm listening to her telling me. I'm seeing how upset she was. And I think I was still more upset because of that situation with me blow drying myself. When I had to take a shower that night, and when I stood there in front of the mirror, blow drying under my skin, I felt like I wanted to scream and cry. Like, what the heck am I doing? I'm with a good man. I'm not stressed. I shouldn't be like this. I should do something about it. There's nothing in my life right now that's making me sad and depressed or there should be no reason for me to eat the way I am. There should be no reason for me not to be concerned about my health or trying to look better and trying to, my kids. I don't want them going through that. I don't want to be blow drying myself in front of my man or blow drying myself at all. I was like, I have to do something. I have to.